Hey, ladies and gentlemen, welcome to lesson 5.1. We're talking about inequalities here. We're talking about the abilities for us to solve inequalities and being able to graph them. So just as a reminder to things that you learned in previous years or lessons, we're going to take and be able to graph these things. If I have a or equal to, it's going to be a closed circle. If I do not have an or equal to, it's going to be an open circle. So that's how we're going to distinguish the difference between our graphs here. So this one says h is greater than or equal to 6. So I'm going to put a closed circle at 6 because of the or equal to, and shade everything to the right of it because those are the numbers that are greater than. H is less than 9. I'm going to have an open circle at 9, and everything that is less than it is to the left. X is greater than -1 for this one, so I have a open circle because it says greater than, and everything greater than it is to the right. And then for the very last one here, just warming up thoughts, we have another or equal to, and at 0, and my job is to shade things less than it, so that's to the left. Now we are always going to read our inequalities from our variables point of view. So if it was to be switched around, we would say h is greater than or equal to 6 no matter what. All right, so here's the actual notes here. So I have for you a simple equation. What we're going to do is we're going to pretend that each one of these inequalities is just an equal sign. And all we have to do then is to just solve it like normal. So let's pretend that's an equal sign instead of a less than or equal to. So I'm going to mentally put an equal to, and I'll bring down that sign later. So if we were to solve y minus 3 is equal to a -10, we would do plus 3 to both sides and find out that y is equal to a -7. Now that sign that I just covered up with, I x'd out, that's still going to be our sign. So we just bring that sign straight down, and we have y is less than or equal to a -7. So I'm going to put a closed filled in circle, and since it's less than, I shade to the left. And that's how we do these problems. So you're going to find out this is not too bad here, folks. N plus 4 is less than 9, so I go -4 on both sides. And we find out that n is less than 5. So I have an open circle at 5, not -5. And since it's less than, I shade to the left. Over here on the next one, we're getting rid of a plus -63. So to get rid of a -63, we go plus 63 to both sides. And we find out we have w is greater than or equal to a -7. So we have a closed circle at -7, shading to the left. In our last one of these simple ones, we're going to add 7 to both sides. We find out that then n is greater than a 5. So we have an open circle at 5, shaded to the right. Now, if you recall everything here, folks, is what we're looking at is just solving these one-step equations for the most part. But these are inequalities, so they're one-step inequalities. Big idea here is to remember that we have our open and closed circles and then just shading to the right or to the left. All right, so here's one for us. That's a word problem. It's your favorite thing to do. All right, so we have a baseball team has a goal to collect at least, collecting at least 160 blankets for a shelter. Team members brought 42 blankets on Monday and 65 blankets on Wednesday. How many blankets must the team donate on Friday to meet or exceed their goal? So we have 65 plus 42 plus whatever they bring on Friday, and it says at least. So we want this number to be greater than or equal to 160 because the word's at least. So the minimum number we could have would be 160 to make this true. So what we would do is we would combine our like terms here. This makes 107 plus whatever Friday is greater than or equal to 160. So to solve it, we would subtract 107, subtract 107, and Friday has to be greater than or equal to 53 blankets. So on Friday, they have to have at least 53 blankets brought. If they bring more, we're more than happy to be able to donate that stuff. All right, so same type of idea for the last one here, and then it's all said and done for lesson 5.1. To receive a B in your literature class, you must earn more than 350 points of reading credits. Last week you earned 120. This week you earned 90. How many points must you earn to receive a B? All right, so we have to get to 350 credits. We have 120 plus 90 plus, let's say, what should we have? Let's just call it credits. C for credits. So C equals credits. All right. That's really a bad thing. We should probably call it P for points. Let's erase that. That doesn't make any sense because the problem's asking for points. All right, so we're going to add P for points. P stands for points. It's always good to know what we're talking about, right? Plus the P number of points. And then this is more than 350 points. So we need to get more than 350 points. So however many things we have here has to be greater than 350 for us to earn a B. So 120 plus 90 is 210 plus the number of points we're going to earn already. And you'll see that all we're doing is we're solving things just like we used to do in chapter 1. So we're going to subtract 210 from both sides, and we find out that P, the number of points that we have to earn this week, must be greater than 140. Now that seems like an awful lot of points there, folks. I don't know how you earn points for reading, but you're going to need to get a lot of them, especially since that's more than you've earned in the previous 2 weeks. Yikes. All right, but point of the story is here, folks, this is how we do inequalities. This is what we got for you. We'll bring it back tomorrow during class and see if we can make this make more sense if you're confused, and make it more difficult if you're not confused, and just make sure we got the whole inequality stuff understood. All right, folks, the Burma Nation, we're signing off. Peace.